Oh my gosh.
Woo-hoo-hoo! We're live! First time ever. I'm gonna get my special microphone up. See, it's funny, I can always edit it out when I choke on the coffee, but when it's live, if I'm choking on the coffee, I can't cut it out. Anything could go wrong here. I'll fade out the music with my finger manually. A little different. Alright, so you guys are not going to be able to see the graphics and the stats that we have to explain this shocking, stunning loss. Also, the phone's over there. I won't be able to see. I don't even know if we're still live. It was live when I was over there. So, today I'm in a time crunch. I have a band. We play rock and roll music and a little bit of hip hop sometimes. And we have a show tonight, so I'm dressed up all fancy. I got my Jack Sock hair. Jack Sock lost. He's not on the TV anymore. And Roger Federer, who I said... What did I say? I wish I could pull up the clip from last night's show. But I basically said there was no chance that Federer could lose WTF, World Tour Finals. That's the thumbnail. I was able to put a thumbnail on this thing. So I'm in a time crunch. Got to be with my band, 8 p.m. Check-in tonight, load in our equipment and play. And I didn't get to watch Federer live because I was in our charity tournament. Me and Pete, we have a charity tournament every year. And Arlen is our charity king. Anyways, I was in a match today and we lost. And I said to my partner, because I knew Federer won the first set. I saw part of the first set and everything was going the way I expected in that first set. I said to my partner, the only thing that can make me feel worse than us losing this doubles match is if Roger Federer somehow managed to lose to David Goffin, like a joke. And then I dropped my phone on the ground after I saw the score. So, very shocking. I've had time to look at the match and go through the stats. But let's start with a comment from late last night. And I can't put it on the screen. I apologize. This is live, baby. Dadhish Abhishek. D-A-D-H-I-C-H. If you're watching, you know who you are. He said the season is... Oh, wrong comment. He said, careful, Matt. Statistics are like bikini. They often hide the matter that matters. Never heard that before. So, this is what he said after the match. The season is over, man. Roger lost. Period. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is more painful. I don't get that part. You shouldn't have called it too early and put the mockers on. I don't know what the mockers, is that a British thing? His name doesn't look very British. I don't know. FedEx always has great comments. Big time Fed head out there. Think all the people saying Goffin had no chance galvanized him to win. That's why it's a very dangerous game doing that. And you know what? I don't feel so bad because just the other day we hear the tennis commentators on a tennis channel counting Federer's winnings already, saying, oh, well, after this tournament, Federer's only going to be 150 points away from Rafa Nadal in the chase for #1 ranking. So, look, no one thought this was going to happen. And Federer said it best. If you haven't watched his press conference after the match yet, please do so. It's on YouTube already. Check it out because he said a lot of interesting things in that press conference. And what is the one thing I was about to say? See, this is what you get live. When I forget something, I can just edit it out and then I remember it later and I pop it in, but I can't do that. But, okay, said a lot of interesting things. I'll tell you one thing. Federer said that he never felt comfortable. Oh, this is the thing he said. He said, look, David Goffin, I beat him 6 times, but for a guy that, he said smashes, I thought that was interesting. For a guy who can smash me so bad in a practice match, he was bound to do it in a real match eventually. So good point from Roger. And then some of the other interesting things that Roger said was that, and this is something you guys were saying, you know, I kind of played it down, Sharada's comment in the last video. I played it down. She said, you know, Roger doesn't look good out there. He looks angry and uncomfortable at times. And I said, he's just getting grumpy. He's getting older. It's annoying when his stroke's not there right away. Well, Roger said that basically. He said this whole tournament, he never felt very good. He never got there all the way. Now, he's not injured. He said he was shocked at how long it took his back to heal. He said even during the U.S. Open, it wasn't right. And even after the U.S. Open, he said he was really surprised how long it took, but he's very happy because he's back to normal, and it's good. And, by the way, on a bright note, also, real quick, do you guys think that I put the mockers, whatever that is, on Roger? Did I jinx him? I'm really worried. I'm not sure if I did or not. I feel bad, so I won't say anything's a sure thing ever again. My pledge to you right here on Coffee Break Tennis. By the way, Coffee Break Tennis is brought to you by Crunch Time Coaching. That's the channel you're watching this live on right now. Crunch Time Coaching is the worldwide leader in online tennis instruction, tennis players' best friend, a tennis player's ultimate resource. So if you're a tennis player, hit subscribe below, hit the little bell so you don't miss notifications, and be on the lookout because right now me and Pete are working on a video series where we talk about building you from the ground up to be a more complete tennis player, kind of like a Roger Federer. Have all the tools in your bag. So check it out. Watch very carefully and closely. We're going to be putting those videos out shortly, and we're going to show you a lot of the fundamentals you need to be a more complete tennis player. I got that out perfect. How many times do you think I screwed that up and had to edit it out and fix it? Well, it's live. Got to be good. That's pretty good. So back to the press conference. Federer said, he's really happy that it's healthy, bounced back. And the bright side that I was going to say was that he said he's so excited about the Aussie Open in January. Said he had the best time of his life there this year. No surprise. I mean, he won the Aussie when no one thought, most people didn't think he would win another major ever again. His first tournament back after half a year off. He wins it. Obviously, he's going to have a great time. But he said, best time of his life. Can't wait, and he thinks he has a chance to do it there. So Roger's very optimistic, and us Fedheads are optimistic. So let's look at some numbers. We're on a time crunch here. I love that comment. The season is over! Oh, it's over. So we talked about the numbers in the last video. Roger winning 82% on the first serve, and what was on the second, like 60%. Great numbers. And then when I first see these stats, because, I'm playing a match. I didn't get to watch the match. Not live. Get to watch it later. I'm looking at these numbers after the match over. I'm like, what happened? First serve percentage in. Roger, 61. David Goffin, 59. So Roger's getting more first serves in. All right, well, what happened with the first serve? 74% of the time, Roger wins it. 73% of the time, David Goffin wins it. So it is a close match. It's a three-setter. Second serve, 57% of the time on the second serve, Roger wins it. 58% of the time, David Goffin wins it. Excuse me. Break point save. This kills me. So remember how I was talking about the one thing that set baby fed and grown up fed. By the way, I saw a video of Dimitrov saying he's no longer baby fed. So let's see what happens tomorrow. If he wins, I won't call him baby fed anymore. If he loses, I'm going to keep calling him baby fed. So baby fed was on the very bottom, right? He was last place. It was the only thing he was close to last place in all the stats from all the players in this tournament. The best 8, 9, because Rafa had to drop out and we got a 9th person, which just happens to be PCB, Panama City Beach, Pablo Carreno. Boosta! I did that right on the first try. So he was usually worse, PCB, on a lot of stuff. But on saving break points against your serve, break point opportunities, Dimitrov was the worst. He was 33%, 1 out of 3. Not so bad over 3 matches. Well, guess who was 1 out of 3, 33% in today's match? Roger Federer. And guess who had what Roger was for the tournament, number 1? He was 10 out of 12. David Goffin, 9 out of 11. So we've almost flipped it. We've almost given Roger the same exact numbers as the person who did the worst at protecting the break points. And David Goffin, one of the worst servers for this entire tournament, served great, saved 9 out of 11 break points, almost identical to Roger's number out of the first 3 matches. Pretty wild stuff. Also something to be said there, Roger had 11 chances to crack this dude's serve open, and he only managed to do it twice. That sucks. All right, so the numbers aren't too bad, though. Roger's ahead by 1% on the first. David Goffin's ahead by 1% on the second. Roger's getting more first serves in. And if you look at the total points, Roger wins 49% of the total points. David Goffin wins 51%. So very close. You'd think there'd be tiebreakers with these kind of numbers. So now I want to dig deeper. Let's look at the first set. This is where Roger really shines. He wins 6-2. First serve in, 68%. It's pretty good. 53% for David Goffin. First serve win percentage, 73 for Federer, 50 for Goffin. 86% win on the second serve for Federer, 56 for David Goffin. No surprise if Federer wins that set 6-2, but we get a little alarm sign there. And here you go. He had 9 of his break point, of his 11 chances in that first set. So Federer only had 2 more chances for the second and third set. That's how much better David Goffin served after this first set. And Roger only converted the 2, but he got his 2 breaks. Unfortunately, didn't get another break for the rest of the match. He wins 6-2. Then we go to the second set. So this is why Roger's numbers overall were just a little better, or very close. You could say they're even, very close to Goffin, because the first set was so good. He was so far ahead. But when we get to the second set, Roger starts dropping. 57% in on the first versus a 63 for David Goffin. Roger 69% win on the first versus 79 for David Goffin. Roger 50% win on the second serve versus a 64% win on the second serve for David Goffin. Ugh! So that's really where the match was lost, at least the second set. What happens in the third? Roger 59% in on the first, 62 for David Goffin. Roger 81% win on the first serve. That's good. David Goffin 89%. David Goffin was serving very well. This is his best serving performance for the whole tournament, without a doubt. And don't forget, they just played in Basel, where Roger won like 6-2, 6-something. He got him good. He likes these fast indoor services, but as Roger said in the press conference, he never felt good. He said he never got his 1-2 punch going. He said off of his serve, the first ball he hits, he's always attacking, cleaning it up. And he said he never felt good about doing that. He never quite felt comfortable enough to play aggressive like he wanted to. He said he wishes he could have played more aggressive today, but I can tell you guys, I understand it. I've played in tennis tournaments before. You want to do things out there, and you're trying to do things and create offense, and you're trying to attack your opponent, and then when you miss a few times, it gets kind of scary. It gets kind of nervy. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in a position where you think, if I don't start playing better, I could be out of here in 15, 20 minutes. This could be over. I could be a loser, packing my bags. Even at a professional level, even at a recreational tennis league level. Everyone goes through these emotions. It's hard for everyone, even Roger. That's why I was so impressed when me and Pete were at John Newcomb Tennis Ranch, talking to the legends, and they were talking to me about Rod Laver. And they're saying the thing that stood out about Rod was that when it got to crunch time coaching, when it got to crunch time, a lot of guys get nervous. And they said, Rod Laver, though, he's losing, he's in a crunch, he's got to come up with something special. He goes for even more. He plays even more bold when he's in that position of fear, of weakness, of doubt. Very tricky stuff. Hard on us. That's why tennis is a very unique sport. I'm sure everyone deals with nerves in every sport, but there's nothing like that feeling of being all by yourself out there on that tennis court and not having your coach, like Grigor Dimitrov, illegally coaching you. It's very scary and nervy. And Roger said he never felt good in those moments in this tournament. So you guys out there who said, hey, Roger doesn't quite look right to me, I think there's something to that. Now, Roger relied on his serve, obviously. The serve was great, but here in this tournament, it wasn't as good. So Roger goes from 81% on the win on the first serve in the final set. That's good, but Goffin's at 89. And then here's that killer second serve. Remember when I said Federer's 5% ahead winning on second serve, 5% points ahead of Dimitrov, and that's going to be a huge edge when they play in the final. They're not going to. Federer on second serve, this really decides a lot of matches. Sets, too, especially deciding sets like this. 45% win on the second serve for Federer. It's way down from his average. 55% David Goffin. There you go. That's it. That's how the West was won in that final set. David Goffin faced one break point. He saved it. Roger faced two. He saved one. The other one is what led to him losing the final set. 6-4. What a shocker. So, I'm looking at these basic stats, but Craig O'Shaughnessy, he's equipped with some real stat machines over there. So, he's got the good numbers. So, before I go today, like I said, we're in a time crunch. That's why we're doing it live. Normally, I wouldn't do this live. I like putting my music in, and putting my pictures in, and my sound effects. But comment below. Another thing I don't like about live is if you guys comment while it's live, I'm not going to see it. As soon as I press stop, the comments are going to be gone. Maybe I'll walk over on the other side of the camera and read them before I shut, because they just get deleted and we start all over. So if you're watching this live, I might not see your comment. But if you're not watching it live, you're watching it later, comment below. Tell me what you think about this freaking match. Tell me if you're mad at me. If you're mad saying that I jinxed it, that I put the mockers on it, whatever that means, British people, help me out. And comment below and let me know if you guys like this live thing, or if you like it where I can put the pictures in and make it, you know, more fun to watch. More music, more excitement, all that. Funny clips from movies. I love that. Alright, so how Goffin stunned Federer in London by our personal friend of the show, Craig O'Shaughnessy. Really, he's more like a friend of Pete. I've never met him. Seems like a great guy. Hopefully I'll run into him one of these days, one of these tournaments. So, number one, the average second serve return speed. So, like I said, second serve, a lot is decided on the second serve. And Goffin in the first set, on average, when he hits Rogers' second serve back, 64 miles per hour average. Federer winning 88% of those points. Set 2, Goffin, 71 miles per hour average. Federer winning 50%. Then finally, so Goffin goes from an average second serve return speed of 64 miles per hour in the first set. By the third set, he's at 76 miles per hour. Federer wins, as we know, 45%. That number that killed him versus the second serve win percentage of David Goffin, 55%. So let's see what O'Shaughnessy says here. He says, it's clear to see that the bolder Goffin became attacking Federer's second serve, the better off he was. Goffin started too passive in this key area, but owned Federer by the end of the match by attacking it with his feet well inside the baseline and with his hands rifling powerful returns right back at the Swiss star. So he goes from 64 miles per hour to 76 miles per hour in his average second serve return speed, first set to third set. And Federer goes from winning 88% in the first set to winning 45%. I mean, he basically cut him in half. So, then we move on to the next metric from O'Shaughnessy. He's got 5, but I'm just going to read 3. Because 3 of them really stand out. The other 2, they're more about the height over the net. They're basically saying that as Goffin got more confident, comfortable, the ball was clearing the net lower and lower. Now, a lot of tennis coaches, Pete and me will tell you, your first obstacle is the net. You got to get some height. Beat the net first. Get it in. You don't want to hit balls in the net. And some surfaces, you know, the high ball, obviously Rafa does great with the high ball on clay. But here at the London O2 Arena here, the WTF happened in this match. The World Tour Finals, the ball, you know, you got this low bouncing court, it's fast. So if you can get the ball lower over the net, that's going to help you. And that was those 2 metrics that I'm not going to talk about. But basically, Goffin started going Jimmy Connors on us and getting the ball lower and lower and lower, and Federer's ball got higher and higher and higher. But this stands out to me the most. Average backhand speed. Goffin goes from 67 miles per hour in the first set to 68 in the second to 70 in the third. So 3 miles an hour. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but it robs you of time. The faster that ball comes back, you have a little less time to get ready to hit it. And here's what happens to Roger. This is more glaring to me. He goes from 68 miles per hour average backhand speed in the first set, playing great. 63 in the second set. And Roger's average backhand speed in the third and deciding set of this match was 57 miles per hour. He dropped off 11. So it's a swing of 14 miles per hour. Goffin's rising 3 miles an hour for that deciding set. Roger's dropping 11 miles per hour on the average backhand. Now, I know I made a video that said it's all about the slice, stupid. And the slice is important, especially when you play the giants like Cilic and Zverev. Now, David Goffin's a shorter guy, really good mover. He's going to be able to handle that low ball a little bit better than those guys. But still, it's important. You got to have the variety. You got to have the knifing, low-biting slice on this court, even against David Goffin. But the average rally ball, you got to put some pace on it. And you got to get inside the court. Like O'Shaughnessy said, David Goffin did a great job of attacking with his feet on that second serve. He got inside the court, took that ball earlier. You take the ball earlier, the backhand speed doesn't even matter as much. If you hit the backhand 57 miles per hour from behind the baseline versus inside the baseline, it does a lot more damage. So that's one of the things Roger's usually good at. He can have that's why he runs around a lot of backhands too. He can hit an average ground stroke speed, it's pretty high, but he can hit it from inside the court. So it's really, you know, it's like your Del Potro all of a sudden. If Del Potro cracks a 100-mile-an-hour forehand from behind the baseline, well, Federer can hit one, you know, 80-something from inside the baseline. It feels like the same thing to the opponent. Getting robbed of time. And then finally, average ground stroke speed. So now we're not talking about the backhand alone. We're factoring Roger's forehand in here too. And clearly you can see in the third set, Roger knew he had to do something extra, and he raises it up a little, but it's not enough. So Goffin goes from 69 miles per hour average ground stroke in the first set to 70 in the second set to 73. So he's going up 4 miles per hour on his average ground stroke from set 1 to set 3. Again, not huge, but a little bit less time for Roger to get ready for the ball. 4 miles per hour, it makes this little difference. And here's what makes a bigger difference. Roger goes from 70 in the first set to 66 in the second set. And then obviously he's probably clubbing some more forehands and trying to get it up and go a little more aggressive in the third set, 68. But the point is, he went down. He wasn't going more bold in these big moments like a Rod Laver, like a Roger Federer. And he said he didn't quite get to his comfort zone this entire tournament in the press conference. Tough stuff. Get my water. You guys don't see that I drink water during these videos. I just don't show it when I'm editing it. So, those are my stats from Craig O'Shaughnessy. Thanks a lot. So the year's over. Coffee break tennis isn't over. We're going to be back tomorrow. And if Dimitrov wins, we won't call him Baby Fed anymore. He better win. It'll be an interesting match, but it's a bummer. It's a bummer for tennis fans. We wanted that all-Fed showdown. It's a real big bummer for us Fed heads. I don't want to get hat hair before my show, but I'm a Fed head. So, I want to say I'm sorry, guys. I got this one wrong. The numbers, you know, they explain it there. And it's tough. It's really tough. But this is a great year. So I ask you this question. Let's say it's the beginning of the year. And I say, all right, I'm going to tell you 3 tournaments. 3 prestigious big tournaments. And Federer can win 2 of them. You can pick 2. Wimbledon, Aussie Open, WTF World Tour Finals. Which 2 do you pick? Well, if you said Wimbledon and the Aussie Open, you're a winner. Good job. So, yeah, guys, that's my point. It sucks that he didn't win the World Tour Finals, but who would have thought he'd get the Aussie and another Wimbledon this year? I mean, it's been a great year, and a lot of you guys have tweeted at me. This is live, so I can't put your tweets on the screen. I love doing that. A lot of you guys sent some great tweets. Real nice to me knowing how personal I take these Fed matches. And, you know, basically saying that. Hey, he won 2 majors this year. I've seen some other comments saying this feels better. I think it might have been FedEx or Mr. Proto Omega. Some of those legit big-time Fed heads out there always comment on the YouTube videos. One of those guys said, basically, you know, it doesn't feel as bad with Roger getting number 2 for the end of the year and Rafa getting number 1. Because if Roger wins this tournament and he's just 150-something points away from Rafa, it's a little tougher to take that. But now Roger falls short, so we can accept him finishing the year number 2. If anyone out there, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Roger picks up 600 points total. So he's going to be closer, and he's going to have chances to get into number 1 next year. But the key is going to be Australia. He's got to do well. He's at least got to get to the semifinals, and we got to hope that Nadal doesn't freaking win the thing. Can't think of anything else. Let me go take a look at your comments over there. I got to get going in a few minutes. So let's hit the music. Oh my God, I faded out. There you go. I'm going to look at your comments. What are you guys saying? Oh my God, how do I even look at comments on this thing? Oh. Roger's never getting back to number 1 now. Oh, thanks, Timothy Saunders. That dude's a hater. Who doesn't see Timothy Saunders' hate messages? Thanks for all your vids this year. I really enjoyed it. Liam Visser. Hey, Liam, I know you. I've seen you before. Thanks, Liam. It means a lot. Oh my God, there's a lot of comments. Jeez, I wish I could save all these. You guys know these comments are going to disappear. So you better make some other ones too, so I can see all of it. Roger's never getting back. Oh yeah, I saw that. Nadal. Maybe he can win Roland Garros again. He is unstoppable. How do you think Roger's next year will look like? What, Liam, do you mean like how Roger's going to play? Alejandro, he is injured. I don't know, Roger said in the press conference that he's healthy, and that's not the problem. He just didn't really find his confidence. 2018 can't become as great as 2017. The year was the unique peak of his 30s, and everything will go down the hill from now. You know, my father always told me that 35 is really as good as it gets, and it's all downhill from there. So, I hope that's not true for Fed. Federer is, in fact, a human being. It is his fault that he was GOAT in his prime. So you have to torture him because he's getting old. You want him to be the same till he's 40? Yeah, actually, we do want that. Coffee break tennis. Nadal will dominate next year. Maybe. I don't know. Of course, because he's scared of Rafa. What in the world is that? Oh, man. Ugh. This is very strange coffee break tennis, guys. It's a black day for tennis. It's a sad day for Mr. Goat. Carolina, Mr. Goat didn't even want to come be in this video. He's so embarrassed that Federer lost and we get it wrong. Mr. Goat, he's up there eating something. It's important for Federer to lose. He needs to experience what losing feels like again and why he should practice more on the practice court. He will return stronger and better than before. Let's see if Liam said something back. I'm scrolling back to the bottom. Timothy Saunders is hiding somewhere in cyberspace. There's FedEx. Thank you. Love your show. Sam from NZ. I think it's New Zealand. Thanks, Sam. Wait, so Goffin got destroyed by Dimitrov, but a win against an undefeated Federer got him in the finals? I remember correctly, your overall sets, games, win also determine if you'll be in the final. Well, not at this stage. Once you get to the semifinals, ban Timothy Saunders. I'm always here. You just don't see me. Oh, my God, he is. All right, I still like you guys. The guys like Timothy a little bit. Your only mistake was saying Goffin had no chance. Last year, nobody had Istomin beating Djokovic either. Yeah, that was a big mistake saying he had no chance. And, you know, I was giving him credit. A lot of times I cut a lot of parts of the videos out because I just ramble on and talk so much. I think you guys are going to get sick of it, so I just chop it right out. And I was actually giving Goffin a lot of credit, saying he's a great player, but that his serve was just not going to be enough for Federer. Timothy, all right, let's see. Last one. I'm gonna read Liam. Yes, I meant how he will play. Do you think he still can play as good as he has played this year with the return of Murray and Djokovic? All right, so that's an interesting question. We got a little bit of coffee here. Yeah, you know how they actually asked Roger that. How do you think that Djokovic and Murray are going to come back next year? Are they going to have success as quickly? He didn't say as you, but it was kind of implied. And Roger kind of laughed. He said, "Look, that's not how it works. Like, when you come back slow." And then Roger said, "If you come back fast, hey, that's great." He didn't say, "I did," which I thought was kind of funny, though. But yeah, so obviously Roger came back fast, and it was great. He said, when you come back slow, and he's not expecting big things out of Djokovic and Murray, but hey, anything is possible. So how do I think Roger's going to play? So this is, obviously, we were on such a high this year, even at Wimbledon, and a lot of you guys out there did feel kind of like you felt here at the World Tour Finals. I'm sure that at Wimbledon, it kind of felt like, yeah, Roger's winning all these matches, but they're scary matches, and like he's kind of up and down, he's a little moody, and it just, I don't know, like when we saw him win Indian Wells in Miami, he just seemed flawless. The funny thing is, he said in the press conference today that he had a groin injury after the Aussie Open. But anyways, he looked great there. It was just so weird. He looked so good there. He obviously looked really good at the Aussie Open. Wimbledon, he wins, but you know he has a lot of scratchy matches along the way. And then Montreal happens, then the U.S. Open happens. So yeah, is Roger going to get to like this peak form where he beats anyone next year? I bet some people are wondering that. I've been wondering that because, like we've seen in this indoor swing, I mean, Roger won 2 tournaments and made it semifinals here. It's not bad. He's not playing bad, but something about him seemed different. The serve numbers are still really good, but as Roger said, he didn't feel comfortable. He didn't get to play as aggressive as he wanted to. So yeah, is Roger gonna play as aggressive as he wanted to next year in these big tournaments? I gotta not get hat hair before the show tonight. Oh my God, I think it's too late. So yeah, that's a great question, Liam. I wonder if Roger is gonna come out next year and be able to reproduce any of this great tennis that we saw this year. Now, I think so. I think he's going to be good. He told us that he feels really healthy. Said he's going to take 2 weeks off and do a little bit during his 2 weeks of vacation. He said he'll do a little so it's not so hard starting the training after 2 weeks of doing nothing. So I'm sure when these guys do vacation, they're still doing some basic exercises at home and some stretching and stuff. So he said he's going to go in December and train really hard. He's really optimistic. And I think we should all be optimistic. I don't think Murray and Djokovic are going to come out and win the Aussie Open like Federer did. I mean, it could happen, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I didn't think Goffin was going to win. He won. More on Goffin, I was saying how a lot of these videos, you know, I feel like I talk too long, so I cut a lot of stuff out sometimes. And I cut out how I was saying, you know, Goffin is a great player for indoor. You know, he takes the ball real early. He attacks with his feet, like O'Shaughnessy was saying. So, you know, I think David Goffin, I shouldn't have completely wrote him off. But I was so excited about a potential Fed-Dimitrov final that I just couldn't resist wanting to break down that potential matchup and get into some of those numbers, especially because a lot of us Fed heads, we really want Dimitrov to do well. We're thinking, you know, Federer's going to retire, and we want to see Dimitrov kind of pick up and play that Federer style of tennis and prove that Federer's the greatest. You know, Federer can retire, but some guy like Dimitrov who plays very similar to him can start winning everything. And we can say, hey, look, you know, Federer's the greatest. You can see this guy plays like Federer. He's still winning everything. It's kind of what I'm sure a lot of you guys kind of wanted from Dimitrov, and me too. And like Dimitrov said, I'm not baby Fed anymore, so maybe we can't judge him like that. But there's no denying he plays a very similar game to Roger. I'd say he's the closest person on the tour. Denis Shapovalov, his game's pretty interesting, a little Roger-like. So we have that to look forward to. But next year, what is his name? Oh, I can't think of the guy on Twitter who loves Nadal and gives me a hard time. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry. But I really like him, actually, even though he's the anti-Fed head. I think he's pretty funny. He knows a lot about tennis. And he basically said that when he was a kid, when he was 11, he loved Bjorn Borg, and he was a child about Bjorn Borg and his unrealistic expectations, and he's very delusional. And he said, I'm delusional about Roger Federer, and he said, the way me and most Fed heads behave is the way he did when he was 11 years old watching Bjorn Borg play. So a lot of people are saying we need to calm it down next year and lower our expectations. But I don't know. I think Federer is going to go into Wimbledon as a favorite unless he has like a really rough time. You know, if he loses, I don't even want to say stuff like this, but let's imagine Federer loses first round at the Aussie Open and we see all the media saying, oh my God, this is the first time that the defending champion lost first round at the Aussie Open since whatever year the stat is. And then, let's say he skips like Miami and he's hurt. Then he's not the favorite going to Wimbledon. But if he does decent, you know, if he doesn't have to win the Aussie again, but if he does decent and he wins Hala or something like that, he's going to go into Wimbledon as the favorite. And we all have to give him a good chance to win Wimbledon again. I mean, don't forget, as a 35, almost 36-year-old, he just won Wimbledon without dropping a set. So I don't think it's unrealistic to think Federer can win Wimbledon next year. I don't think it's unrealistic to think he can win the Aussie Open if the court still plays lightning fast. I think it was the fastest court like this year. It was one of the top 3 fastest surfaces for the year. The stats are always changing every year, so it's hard to keep up with, but it played faster than previous years. And if they do that, and they're crazy if they don't, they gotta get it fast and hope for a Roger final. We gotta milk Roger for all he's worth. And then whoever commented earlier when I went back there and read it saying, come on, why you guys got to torture him, expect him to play so great until he's 40 and 50? We don't expect that, but there's an opening right now. The next generation, they haven't stepped up. The Dimitrov generation, David Goffin, he's part of that generation. You know, they haven't really stepped up in a big way. Are we going to see those guys regularly beating Fed and Rafa? I don't know. I don't know about that. Obviously, they're going to be a threat, but whoever commented, somebody said on the last video, comment section, I hope Federer draws David Goffin in the Aussie Open and triple bagels him. That would serve justice. I agree. That would be great. But yeah, keep your expectations. I think next year, 2018, we still got a shot at seeing Roger hold up another trophy. 19, as you guys have said before, some of you guys have commented before, it's an ugly number. It doesn't look like a nice 20. And I've always said for years now, Roger needs to finish with 23 majors so he can be 23 like Michael Jordan, and they can go down in history as the 2 greatest athletes of all time. I don't know if Roger's going to get to 23, but I think we got a good shot at getting to 20 or 21 next year because he's going to be a favorite going into the Aussie Open. If he won this tournament, he's definitely the favorite. Last question. I'm going to shut it down. It's like the longest video ever. No one's going to watch it because it's way too long. Everyone's going to think, oh, that's too long. So don't comment now because it'll get erased. Wait until I finish it in like 1 minute. I'm going to hit finish, and then you guys go on there and comment what you think about this. Is Roger, I almost forget my question. See, I can't go live because I'm very forgetful sometimes. Is Roger the favorite going into the Aussie Open? And also, you can add to that a caveat. If you want to add to that, you could say, well, if Roger had won this tournament, I would say he's the favorite. But since he lost to Goffin in the semis, no longer the favorite. Or he could say it didn't matter what he did there. He's not going to be the favorite going into the tournament. But who can you think of that is the favorite? So if you think Roger's the favorite, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to walk over there and hit finish. I'm going to play the music one more time. Where is the music? Okay, I lost my music. This is unbelievable. So, if you guys think that Federer's not the favorite going into the Aussie Open, then please comment below and tell me who in the world is the favorite. If it's not Roger, I'm having a hard time figuring out who it is. I'm looking for my music. There we go, baby. Love that song. I actually recorded it with this here bass guitar. I don't remember how to play it. It was so long ago now. But hey, guys, it's been so much fun this year. Thanks for watching Coffee Break Tennis. Don't forget to comment below and let me know who's the favorite going to Aussie Open if it's not Roger. And if you think it's Roger, why? Wait until I hit the end button. We're closing this thing out, baby. Thanks for all you do people out there. And don't forget Crunch Time Coaching. It's not on the screen, but hey, who cares? I'm walking over here in the Mr. Goat's playground. I'm going to hit end. And you guys let me know. Ooh, I can't resist but looking. After winning the Sunshine Devil. Yeah, right on, right? I'll be happy to see him cry for a couple more years. Timothy Saunders, you dog. Oh my God, how do I end this? How do you end it? Does anyone know how to turn off Facebook Live? How in the world do you turn this off? Oh no, don't rotate. Oh my God. Take a look at that cup, baby. See, there's coffee in there. I've heard people comment before, oh, he doesn't really have coffee. He's just making stupid sounds. I know, right? I'm excited. Hey, don't worry. We're going to do... Yeah, Rafa's going to have a lot of... He's trying right now, baby. Look at that. There's Federer. I think that's the year where he hits that forehand from behind against Djokovic for a winner. He hits a ball that's literally behind him that year. That's the outfit. What's this? Is it, who knows what this one is? See you guys. Don't forget to comment. Who's the favorite going to Aussie Open?